Hear me? Well, this is not working for me. Okay, what is LRTA? LRTA is a temporary tax exemption on new improvements. It doesn't change anything that exists currently in place. Anything that's currently in place, you continue to pay your taxes just like you always have. But if you want to add a new house next door to you on one of these new properties that was built, you have to get a building permit, and it will be tax assessed, but the first 5 years will be tax free. You won't have to pay taxes on it. After 5 years, you'll get 20% each year until year 10, which you're paying 100% of the taxes. And this encourages redevelopment and private investment. It protects existing tax revenue. It does not take anything away from existing tax revenue. So why are we worried about this now? We haven't been talking about LRTA for many years and so forth. Well, we do have some opportunities facing us. There's a senior housing opportunity that has come to our attention that they want to build a gated senior citizen center. Eastgate redevelopment, we need to do something to get people to invest in that Eastgate building that we have downtown. We need to get people to invest in the lots across the street from here, to start building things here. And what this will allow them to do is encourage them to invest in Monessen through taxes. There's very little that the city can do, but taxes is one of the things. Now, this only works is if we get the school system on board with it as well. If the city and the school system get on board with it, then it goes to the county and we'll be home free. I did talk to our stamp people, and they're totally working with it. So Monessen is considered to be a stagnant economy, and it's been so for an extended period. This is not a political judgment. It is not a technical characterization used in economic development. It is a technical characterization used in economic development and regional planning and demographic analysis. We got to break this cycle. We got to start getting people into town to do something. There's very few tools that we can use, but this is one of them. Some of the issues we face right now is over the last few years, we've had very few new commercial enterprises come into town. We've had depressed real estate values. We have insufficient capital reinvestment of local monies, and we have a dependence on public grants. And we just got to get out of this cycle and start doing something. Why does a stagnant economy support LRTA? Because there's very little new tax revenues to lose. If we don't do anything, it's not likely that anybody's going to come in here and build something big and we get a whole bunch of new tax revenue. There's just nothing. We must provide an incentive to change the investor behavior. It will position Monessen for opportunities when the market finally begins to move. So some of the concerns that were expressed when I introduced this concept last time was how developers might take the benefit and then flip the property. And what this is these are the questions that were presented, and the abuse without oversight and the loss of city revenue. So what I tried to do is address those things. How we prevent abuse. First off, exemptions tied to the property, not the owner. So when you meet all the qualifications for doing a development, it's the property that's getting the tax advantage. If you sell that, the person that buys the property is going to get the same advantage and desire to continue doing continue the work. There's no loss in this. There's no restart if sold. The buyer inherits the timeline, so they don't get a new 10-year period with new taxes or anything else. We'll have it's fixed. It's just going to, it's just what it is. A building permit is still required for everything that they do. And once a building permit is issued, the county goes in and does a tax assessment on it, and they say this is what the value of that property is going to be when it's completed. And that's what will continue with the value of the taxes. So it is a graduated tax schedule, what I'm proposing. And you can change these numbers around any way you want. I mean, the advantage of creating an LRTA is you can set the rules the way you want them for the most part. But what I would propose is that the first 5 years you get 100% exemption. After year 6, you'd pay 80%. You'd get an 80% reduction. So you'd be paying 20%, and the city would be city and school would be absorbing the 80%. Year 7 would be 60, year 8, 40, year 9, 20, and year 10, they're paying the full taxes on it. Now, this is not so very different than what happened in the brownfield development on the other end of town over here when Arnhem and File did the projects that they did across the way, and it did bring in a lot of development. They cleaned up that area. They built those warehouses. They built the big Taj Mahal building over there, and now that we're getting full tax money on those properties now because the 10 years is up on it. I would propose that we do this program for a 2-year. We have a 2-year window that we do this program. 2 years is enough time for people to get their monies together, get their financing together, and to get their plans together and begin construction. Once approved, they will receive the 10-year schedule. We'll know what the tax rate is. We'll show them a amortization schedule. The first 5 years they don't pay taxes, and so forth and so on. What this will do is encourage early investment, and it protects city control, that we're not going to string this along for many years where there's issues that might come on. After 2 years, we might reevaluate it and come up with a different program or abandon the entire thing altogether. So how does it benefit Monessen? It attracts senior housing developers. It supports medical and commercial growth. It helps revitalize the blighted areas and expands the long-term tax base. So where do we go from here? First off, I'd be very interested in any feedback that council has to offer. I will continue to research this as long as you feel this appropriate. But at some point very soon, we need to give this to our solicitor, who is very experienced with LRTA programs. He's done it many times for many different areas. And let him start putting together the ordinance that's required to form the LRTA. Once that's done, I then have to take it to the school system, and I have to do this same sales job that I've done in front of city council over and over again until they agree to move it forward. Once the school system does it, the county will automatically fall in line, and we're in good shape. We can make it happen. If I'm optimistic, this will happen in 2027. Not 2026, but 2027. Because we're already starting the new tax year now, it really would make a lot of sense to make it happen now. It'll take time to get all these things in place. It's going to take us a year to make it happen. So in 2027, I hope to have LRTA active in Monessen, and a 2-year window for investors to start coming into town to turn this city around. Okay, that's my LRTA thing. If anybody has any questions want to talk about it, I'd be more than happy to try to answer questions. Okay, go ahead. Development on contract services with Supernova Services, LLC, for services to be provided within the city of Monessen for light industrial, janitorial, and cleaning services. The solicitor has worked up a contract for this process. I think that this is an opportunity for the city to get some help on doing some of the tasks that get to be mundane. We got to be very careful. We can't interfere with the union task. We can't send them out with lawnmowers to mow grass and so forth. That's what we have unions for. So we have to do this very carefully, but it's a very big opportunity for us. If anybody wants to comment about that, that's fine. They've come in here, made presentations to us before. I want to make sure this gets on the agenda for next time.
So this should be starting in January? Once we approve it next meeting, this will start in January?
They could, yes.
I'd like to have a little discussion about the City of Monessen participating with the county in a brownfield revitalization partnership agreement. And what this is Westmoreland County has gone to all the municipalities that have any brownfield areas and said, would you like to participate in a county-wide committee that evaluates the ways that we can handle these brownfield areas. Monessen, most of our brownfields have been cleaned up, but we still have one over by the boat launch. So this has to go through a motion for voting, so I wanted to make sure that we addressed any questions that might come from this.
Is there any fees for the partnership?
There's no fees. But it is an agreement, and all agreements have to have council approval. If you've driven around town, you notice that Donner is a little bit dark on the other side of the Exxon station, which is now Sunoco, going towards the Eastgate Center. And it turns out that one of the metal power poles collapsed. It fell over. And when it fell over, it took out all the street lights on that side of the street. I don't understand why, but all the street lights on the other side of the street are also out. They may be interconnected.
That happened a long time ago where there was a vehicle accident.
It could have been, I don't know what knocked this pole down.
No, I'm talking about on the other side of the street.
I do not know.
On 906 going towards Webster.
Yeah.
It's been an issue a long time where...
Well, I've asked West Penn to evaluate that and tell us what it's going to take to get it fixed.
Yeah, because there was a vehicle that crashed into it. Powers that may be previous to all of us a long time ago, never went over and got the insurance to get the pole sticks from the person that caused the accident from a DUI.
Oh my. But the point being is that whole block is dark at night. West Penn came over here, Randy Durr and Tim, I forget his last name, met with Mike and I this week, and they explained that they're an electric company. They provide electricity. They don't fix light poles. These light poles, they recommended that we switch them to wood poles. Where these light poles are located, they're intermixed with trees. They have buried cable going to them now. That's direct burial cable they use. If they're going to hook it back up, they want to see that all trenched and conduit put in and the wire put into conduit before they'll turn the electricity back on.
They own the poles.
No, we own the poles.
No, we do not.
We do.
I know that for a fact.
They're not according to them.
Then they're running you a bunch of bull.
I've got the contract that says that we own the poles.
We don't because okay. There's no way we own the poles. Because if a pole goes down, they replace the poles.
I think it's the street light poles that we own. It's anything that's wire related to...
There's a contract that they came to that was signed in 1979. I thought it was before then, to be honest. But anyway, any event, they're insistent that if those light poles get fixed, it's because the city fixed them. The city does not have an engineer that is a lighting specialist or has the experience with electrical. So this gets to be something that, if West Penn told me the truth, and I will give you leeway, if you can find evidence that we own the poles, that changes, they own the poles, that's something different. But all the evidence I've seen thus far is we own the poles, we have to fix them, we don't have the money to fix them, we've got to find the money to fix them.
That's just like whenever the library did the veterans and did put those on the poles. They had to get special permission from West Penn Power to do that.
Right.
They had to be spec'd at so many feet.
But those are power poles, those are not light poles.
West Penn owns the light poles too, because they're the ones that always want to know if there's a light out, there's a tag on the pole, we give them a number.
Yeah.
I've been down this road many years with them.
Well, me too. And the bottom line is we pay for them and we give them to them, and they're the ones that manage them from that point forward.
So wait, we pay them and they manage them. You're telling me we still are responsible for the pole?
As far as
Why are we paying them then?
We're paying them for electricity. It's not trivial.
If somebody hits a pole in an auto accident, West Penn replaces the pole. They don't sit there and tell the city.
But they do get paid for that. They
Not through our bills.
through
We don't pay-
insurance. Do you have any experience with how this works? I don't.
I would have to look at specifically if
Yeah.
there's a difference between the metal poles, the wooden poles, and
What we were told by the district manager was that it's our financial responsibility to replace the poles. There may be grants, there may be some other funding that we can get to accomplish that. If we're going to do that, I would make a suggestion that we abandon the existing poles that we have right now, and rather than putting poles on both sides of Schoonmaker and Donner on the outside of the roads, we go down the center of the median, and we put poles that hang over both lanes, and reduce the number of poles by half.
Let's find out about
Would
this
that be able to
first.
reach the sidewalks?
Should. There is, it'd have to be offset enough to miss the sewer line that's through there. But that's just one possible idea. And like I say, I'm not a lighting engineer. All that would have to really be.
I'd like to see those get fixed, 'cause
It's
a
dark.
dark corridor going through there. And there's a lot of people that.
Turns out
walk through
there's 29 poles that we have that are metal poles in the city of Monessen, and most of them are located down there in the Eastgate area, in that area. They're suggesting that we address all 29 of them. If we're gonna get a grant, it's gonna be a big grant, and it's gonna try to do that. All this is a discussion, and like you say, if we can show that it's their responsibility and their poles and they're gonna fix them, I'm all ears, 'cause that's not what they told me.
Yesterday, or a couple days ago, I came across a map from when Eastgate was bought by redevelopment authority in 1968, bought the whole area. And those light poles don't even have a West Bend power tag. But, if I could look at those maps and see if in fact they say WCPCO on them on the old redevelopment maps from that day when they did that area, maybe that's.
They did send me a map that's very, very hard to read that shows where those poles are. Well, this is not that. This is a very poorly done map that's very difficult to read. I'll give it to you, and you can maybe make heads or tails of it.
Well, there's two sets of poles too.
Yeah, these are not electric poles. These are light poles. These are strictly lights. These are strictly metal poles with a light on top of them. They are not transmission line poles that have WPP stickers on them.
This one just literally rotted off on the wall.
Yeah, it just fell for no good reason at all other than just age and rust. Okay.
So, real quick, I just have a question, and it just popped in my mind, it doesn't make sense to me. If we own the poles and we own the lights,
Mm-hmm.
why did, and God rest his soul, Ron Chervelli get all the poles and all the lights changed when he was on council, and West Penn Power did the whole bill?
Yeah, no, well,
He
they
changed it to LEDs.
they did, but they charged us a fee for every month for 10 years to pay for that, those
Okay.
LEDs.
Okay,
And he included all the poles, including those poles. Those are still covered by a PUC rate. Those lights, those street lights, that they are a known rate, that there's not an electric meter on them.
not electric meter on any of them almost.
Right. If
So,
you, if
so if you're saying what they're saying, if I'm West Penn Power, I don't wanna touch a pole 'cause I don't own the pole.
well, they did.
That doesn't make sense to me.
I invite you to help me solve this problem,
I know somebody that can make a couple phone calls.
okay?
Okay.
We held a CDBG modification hearing on December 1st of this year. It was basically a repeat of a previous meeting that we held that we did it improperly. What we did was we said, for 2025 budget, we gave the amount left to allocate, which excluded and did not fully disclose what the administration fee was. So they had us redo that fee. This CDBG modification hearing for 2025 really takes into account several different things within the city. It does some things for the fire department, it does some things for other things, but the primary focus of it is roads in the 8054 qualified census zone that exists in Monessen. That's everything from 3rd Street to Tyrol, from Schoonmaker to Crest. And the I don't remember the exact roads that we said we were gonna do with that money, but it basically builds corridor roads through that zone that supports that part of the city, which has long since been neglected for any roads whatsoever. Part of that program also says, you know, something that we have to do in council, is our paving account, that we have close to $200,000 in it. That part of that paving account needs to pave about 300 feet of crest down that hill as it goes down towards the bottom of the hill. And that is some of the worst road we have in the city. If it pays for that, CDBG will pay for the rest of it, and I think that's a good thing. Oh, here's the list.
Yeah.
So, there's several things that we accomplished during that meeting. The CDBG, we modified the 2023 CDBG budget, that reduced the 9th Street paving activity from $151,000 to $110,000. In other words, we had more money budgeted for 9th Street than what we actually spent to fix 9th Street, so we're gonna recapture that money. And what we're gonna do is use that money to pave Pollard Street, Skirky, Thompson Avenue within the Delaware Street corridor. This activity is expected to cost $67,386 and would be a multi-year project with 2024 money. In 2024 budget, we have a rehabilitation budget of $142,000, a housing rehabilitation budget. This is because we couldn't get enough people on Knox to fill out the survey form that we had to put the money somewhere else. So we put it into this rehabilitation project. What we're gonna do is move that money into the project to complete that paving over in that area. All other approved activities will remain the same as previously outlined in 2023 and 2024 project years. In 2025, we proposed allocating Fire Department $24,000, the Hilltop Fire Station, hose tower and demolition and repair $30,000, the Delaware Street improvements of $222,190, and the Skirky street improvements of $10,373. That is where that money from 2024 gets applied to this project. And by virtue of us approving all this in the council meeting in 2 weeks, will reaffirm our 2025 CDBG budget. If anybody has any questions, I'll try to answer them. There's a thing on the discussion on the garbage and refuge related billings, procedures, and notices for the upcoming 2026 fiscal year. That was, everybody should be getting their bill tomorrow and going forward. They all went into the post office today. There's basically 2 ways that they can pay their garbage bill going forward. They can pay it, well, multiple ways. They can pay it now and get a discount. They can wait till February 28th and pay full value after that. At February 28th, if they don't want to pay full value, they can make quarterly payments. They can say, I'll pay 1/4 of the bill and move forward. And then they have to come back and make a quarterly payment every quarter thereafter. So that bill should go out. I will try to put something on the website in the morning that explains that very clearly. It's very clear on the back of the card how it works. If people have questions or problems, they're welcome to come down and talk to the Treasury Department. They can explain it further. We've been getting a couple of tax notices from the school system on some properties that the city owns. Our city solicitor has acquired several different properties throughout town, and he's done the exemption form. And that's great and wonderful, except that exempts the property from that point going forward. All the taxes that were due on that property in the past have to be forgiven. I'm going to prepare a list of those properties and have them available for approval at our next council meeting.
So what happens if we exonerate our properties from taxes and the school district does not?
The funny part about it is the school system can't tax themselves. It's the school taxes that are raising heck right now.
Okay.
Okay, good. We got through that. Your turn, Tony. Let's pay some bills.
Thank you. Make a motion to pay the following invoices from the general fund in the amount of $79,105.41.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions? Call the roll.
Councilperson Cosner?
Yes.
Councilman Nestor?
Aye.
Councilman Chakowski?
Yes.
Mayor motion.
Yes.
Make a motion to pay the following invoices from the recreation account in the amount of $1,159.01.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions? Call the roll.
Councilperson Cosner?
Yes.
Councilman Nestor?
Aye.
Councilman Chakowski?
Yes.
Mayor motion.
Yes.
Motion to pay the following invoices from the line usage fund in the amount of $37,122.84.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions? Call the roll.
Councilperson Cosner?
Yes.
Councilman Nestor?
Aye.
Councilman Chakowski?
Yes.
Mayor motion.
Yes.
Motion to pay the following invoices from the parks fund in the amount of $2,901.35.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions? Call the roll.
Councilperson Cosner?
Yes.
Councilman Nestor?
Aye.
Councilman Chakowski?
Yes.
Mayor motion.
Yes.
Motion to pay the following invoices from the liquid fuels fund in the amount of $8,099.30.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions? Call the roll.
Councilperson Cosner?
Yes.
Councilman Nestor?
Aye.
Councilman Chakowski?
Yes.
Mayor motion.
Yes.
Motion to approve the transfer of $145,703.71 from the general fund to the payroll account.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions? Call the roll.
Councilperson Cosner?
Yes.
Councilman Nestor?
Aye.
Councilman Chakowski?
Is that number right?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay. I was thinking of something else completely. I'm thinking payroll, and I'm going, no, payroll's not that much.
You got it.
Okay.
Okay?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mayor motion.
Yes.
Motion to approve transfer of $77,127.92 from the general fund to the grant fund.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions? Call the roll.
Councilperson Cosner?
Yes.
Councilman Nestor?
Aye.
Councilman Chakowski?
Yes.
Mayor motion.
Yes.
The following balances are in the bank as of 12/11/2025. Debt service is $556,267.61. Fire escrow is $95,282.09. General fund is $258,363.25. Grant fund is $138,535.48. Healthcare fund is $3,886.89. Line usage is $761,286.25. Liquid fuels is $82,604.88. Parks is $175,325.41. Paving escrow is $177,362.95. Payroll is $31,062.22. Rec fund is $1,614.75, and the refuge is $83,244.60. Mayor, that's my report.
Thank you. You have Lois's report, or she will?
She will not have one till next meeting.
Okay, good.
Yes.
John, do you have anything you want to talk about?
Thank you, Mayor. Honorable Mayor, members of council, administrative staff, citizens of Monessen. I will go ahead and abstain my report until our next meeting. I did have a question. Mike, that requisition, I see it was canceled. What was that for $250? For,
It was to do,
that was for the house up there?
yeah, the
Okay.
public safety related, so she's agreed to pay for that, that just
She
shouldn't
agreed to
have
pay,
gone- yeah.
okay, 'cause I was gonna say.
It shouldn't have gone into the.
Okay, I was gonna say, if we're gonna pay for that,
No, no,
I'd
no,
rather
no.
see.
No, it got
yeah,
canceled.
yeah,
Absolutely.
no.
It got canceled.
Okay.
The invoices came in, Joy got it, and it went in, I said, wait, hold on, Mayor
Okay.
caught
I
me
was
this
afraid
morning
to
and
see
said
that
the same.
starting to become a
No, no.
new trend.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
no, no,
he-
we're not
he
gonna do,
brought that up.
we're not gonna do that.
No, is the pipes and everything okay from what we're,
The what?
the pipes from her house? Remember there was another issue where, like, the drainage going down into the neighbor's yard, has that been taken care of too? Remember we were supposed to look at that as well? It was,
There's so many I've been looking at, which.
it was the house on 35 that we're talking, that requisition.
Yeah, 38. No, this
Oh.
is not the house between
Oh, 'cause
Lou
it
and the
said-
next house.
It said 35 on the,
Yeah.
Oh,
on
on
the-
his okay.
on the requisition.
So
it
This,
said
this is
35.
actually a catty corner to where Lou.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
It's a different
okay.
house altogether.
Okay, all right.
And yes, they are working on that.
That part too?
That part
Okay,
too.
Okay. And then that's all I can think of. Oh, yeah, code office. What are we planning on doing for that?
We absolutely need to put an ad in. We need to put a requisition into the system and do advertisement for a number of different
Can we
things.
get that put in our motion for next meeting to go ahead and start advertising, please?
I think that we can actually do that through a requisition period. And one of the things that we really need to do too, that I meant to talk about on my part, was we have numerous authorities and boards that need to be filled very soon. As an example, our Refuge Authority Board. John Mandarino is going to become our controller. He's going to have to resign. Pino was on that board and he passed away. Karen Marinos has medical issues and she resigned. Fred Fundy on the Bell Vernon side, he passed away.
Yeah.
We don't even have enough people on the Refuge Authority to pay bills now. We've got to appoint somebody at our next meeting to the Refuge Authority. So, I would like to ask that people, we've got numerous boards like this that we need to get back functional again. If you've got somebody you know of, send us their name, their contact information. We'll reach out to them. We'll try to get them to send us letters of interest. At our next meeting, we need to sit down and evaluate all these people and make appointments to the boards, or we're going to have some issues.
Well, we need to advertise.
Yeah, so I will put that in. I'll put a requisition in for a newspaper ad.
Yeah, so as long as,
No, we as a board, as council has to approve that.
Well, we talked about this many times before, and we determined that a requisition could be done for advertisement. Now, if we can't make motions now, so we can we've got to do this at our next meeting.
Counselor, don't we have to advertise and it has to be voted on to advertise for other boards and authorities?
Is there a previous,
We've done it both ways.
decision?
Yes.
We've done it both
Then-
ways in the past.
But I'm gonna tell you, we're gonna have to advertise it with a motion to do it. We just can't just go and advertise.
In which
Because
case,
publicly-
send me your names and I will make all the contacts. We've got to get somebody
Well,
going.
publicly, people have to know that boards or positions are available, and that's the only way to know that they're available is if you advertise in the
Through
paper.
Facebook and YouTube and so forth.
I'm just knowing what's gonna happen. White noise.
Okay, well, enough of that.
but yeah, Mayor, that's, if we could go ahead and put code on there, I'd greatly appreciate it. But
Yeah.
other than that, Mayor, I yield the floor, thank you.
Thank you. Karen, your turn.
All right, I don't have a report for this time, but I do have a few items I want to go over. For years now, there's been talk about restoring the tennis courts up on Willow Drive, Willow Avenue. And what I did, I thought, you know what, I've always said we need a professional to come in there and evaluate those tennis courts and give us direction on options. So I contacted the United States Tennis Association. They actually got back to me today. And this is what they said. I'll just read the paragraph. It says, "We don't send USTA staff for preliminary on-site evaluations. We strongly recommend that your first step to be to engage an American Sports Builders Association certified tennis court contractor to conduct a site visit. A certified contractor will be able to professionally assess the court's condition, help you develop a comprehensive plan for improvements, and provide a preliminary cost estimate for the renovation. This preliminary estimate can then be reviewed by our Houston Tennis Venue Services technical team," which I think has to be the first step. I have people who are willing to help fundraise and help, but we need to know how much is it gonna cost and what are our options. So I went on the website again and I found that in New Stanton, there is one of these certified contractors. So what I would like to do is contact them and ask if they can please come and evaluate that, and hopefully they have to do it for free.
Yeah.
Because we have no money. And, you know, I can beg and I mean, we are pretty pathetic, and hopefully they would come and give us an option and tell us. They could say, you know what, you're better off tearing it down, starting from the ground up. We need to know that before we bring people in and ask them, well, what do you want to do? It's like a fantasy until we have concrete cost, I think. So, I don't know how y'all feel about that. If
I'm with you.
Yeah, we'll see what you can do. I think that's a
Yeah.
great idea.
And it mentions pickleball, but I'm not so concerned about a pickleball in that area because, as I said before, those homes are right across the street.
Yep.
And with that frequency, they would probably kill me. So that could be maybe another time up on the, hill where the baseball field is. We have that area that people currently use as a dog park. Maybe that could be a pickleball court. I don't know, but, do you mind if I follow through and make some contacts and ask if they can come out? Even if they could do it in the wintertime. I mean, these guys are professionals, they can give us an estimate.
I think that's an excellent idea.
Okay, then I can do that. And then, I had a discussion with Rodney and the, Public Works crew. They had asked about closing the gates up on top of City Park for winter, the 3 winter months. Not to people going in there and walking their dogs. You can park on the side, you can walk up and walk your dog. But what Rodney said is they could save the cost of salt. And he said people do crazy things. They'll drive up there, they slide down, they go into one of our beautiful old, stone areas and they damage it. Or they call somebody, come get me out, I slid, I'm into this. So that would eliminate that. And also, we have a dumpster up there. We wouldn't need to pay the rental fee on that dumpster if people weren't driving their cars through that, because there should not be that much traffic. These are just a few cost-saving things that maybe we could do for the winter months. And Rodney said that other communities do the same thing. In the winter, they don't allow vehicular traffic into their park areas. People can walk, which is encouraged, but, you know, if you could consider that and...
I think this is something we've done in the past too.
I understand we did, and then people complained, and then they had to unlock the gates. But
Yeah,
that's
keep
just...
it closed.
I'd say let's close it up and see how it works.
Okay.
The problem is if we have a real warm winter, we may want to reevaluate
Well,
that.
absolutely.
Just out of curiosity, are those restrooms up there, is the water shut off and drained so we don't have any freezing problems? Thank you.
They're closed.
Okay.
So that would be, if we, you know, deal with that next time. And then I think at the last meeting I had asked, we have 2 of our trucks in the fleet that they need to be gone. And we had discussed putting an ad in the paper in the Mon Valley Independent for the sale of 2 trucks from the city of Monessen dump truck fleet. So I don't know if anybody has an opinion on that or not, or thinks we just need to get them out of that garage and make room for other things
We got other things coming. We need to get them out of the garage and gone.
gone. Cleaning house. And
Yeah, sell them to the highest bidder. We need to establish a bid time. We need to advertise that, and we need to solicit people we think might be able to bid for it and conduct a sale.
May we work with the solicitor to do that?
Yeah, let's work with Joe on that,
Okay.
accomplish that.
Okay, and then another issue that it's not an issue so much as, it's not on the agenda, but last night I attended the library board meeting, and I attend as president of the Friends, and during that meeting, it came to my attention, and I've known this for a while, that our library is under some financial constraints. And I suggested maybe the members of the board, which are Liz and Tamara and John, come and make council aware of what's going on there. And they
Thank
did.
you for coming.
They have a brief presentation. They've come up with some possible cost-saving measures for next year. But as I've always said, the first thing I do when I move in the community is I get my library card. And I hope there's other people out there like me, little kids even, that we want that library to be available for them. But as with every building in this town, we have issues, and we need to come up with a solution. So if you don't mind listening to them.
Who wants to be first?
Tamara.
I think you should take the time to come out.
Thank you.
Let the ladies go ahead.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am. Sorry.
Okay, so the good news for us is that we've kept very close to our budgeted expenses. We had no big issues, no nothing unexpected. So on the expense side of our budget, we're good. The issue is the income side of our budget. And as you can see, there are three different incomes that we had received in the past that we did not receive this year. The first one was a grant from the Monessen Elks for $5,000 that we have received for the last 4 years. This year, for some reason, they did not accept the application and we did not get this money, but it was in our budget as an income. We've reworked it and resubmitted it, and we might get it again, but it will definitely not be in before the end of this budget year. The second issue is a place called, it's a funny name, Puff Trixie Charitable PVT Foundation. We have gotten for 9 years a minimum of $2,000, and there were years, most recently, where we received $8,000. This year, we received $0. I didn't call, Dave called, the secretary couldn't answer, promised to call back, did not. So that was $4,000 and $8,000 that were on our income side of the budget that did not come in, but had come in the past. The third item is our December letter campaign, where we write and ask for donations in the month of December. It has ranged around $8,500 for the past 5 years. Last year was the best year we ever had. We collected $9,500. So we put $7,500 in our income side, thinking, well, we got $9,500 last year, maybe we'll reach at least $75,000. To date, we've received $5,340. So that's another $2,000 on the income side that did not come in. The good news is the Friends, which Karen is the president of, they have exceeded what they promised to give us. So we had them in for $10,000. They gave us $13,600. So bravo to them. It wasn't unfortunately enough to make up for all these other problems. And we're working very hard to create a budget in 2026 where this won't happen. So what we've done so far is decrease hours for multiple employees. We have 5 part-time employees making from $2,000 a year, that's it, to $5,700 a year. So those have come down. We have taken the Elks grant completely out of the budget. So if we get it, fantastic. If we don't, the budget still balances. We decreased the letter campaign to $5,500. Again, last year we got $9,500. So, and we've gotten almost $5,500 to date, $5,340. So if we get more, great. If we don't, the budget still will be good. And this is a smaller item, but it's a good thing too. We've just renegotiated our phone service and eliminated some physical telephones, and that's going to bring our monthly costs down. And the last one, the $5,000 individual donations, that's where that Puff Trixie money was. So we've taken it down to only $5,000. And for example, this year we had 2 different people just write us a check for $1,000 just because they love the library. So if that would be included, and if Puff Trixie comes back with something, again, we're ahead of the game. So our issue now is we are about $13,000 lower than we should be because of these grants that we weren't given. Dave is telling us he can hold off paying everything, but he obviously doesn't want to hold off on payrolls because people want paid. So the library gave us 1 whole payroll. We're short 3, and we're asking you tonight to consider, we'll call it loan us enough to cover 2 payrolls, which is $5,600. And I'm going to let Liz take over. I've been talking a lot. So go ahead.
So yeah, we come asking if the city would be willing to front us money to cover payroll, $5,600, because by the time we get the money from the states, we would have 2 more payrolls that we wouldn't be able to make. So if we could get a loan or, you know, some sort of front from the city of the $5,600, when the money comes in from the state in January, we would immediately pay the state or the city back.
Can we ask some questions? I'm sorry, I'm going to be the harsh one here. Why don't you go to the bank and get a loan?
We have applied for a line of credit Dave has reached out to Citizens Bank. He did that actually at the beginning of November. He's called them 3 different times and we've not heard back. So he is we've recommended to come to CFS and another bank as well for a line of credit. But we did initiate that process in early November.
Yeah, the annoying part is there are banks, they're the
They are
only
who we bank with.
and they haven't come through
Yeah.
a yes or no.
So we are afraid, given the timing, to initiate that process with another bank, would we be able to complete that process in time for the next payroll?
One of the problems, and I know it's gonna be touchy, one of the problems that I have is the city's not a bank.
Correct.
I mean, point blank, the city's not a bank. City, I have to worry, just as I tell council, we have payroll. And if you notice, I think I reported that we had $250,000 left in the general fund. That's gotta take us for the rest of the year, which is only a couple weeks.
Right.
But what people don't realize and say, oh, okay, Tony, you gotta save us about $125,000 going into next year in the black.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds great. We don't have any income from January, February, March into April. That has to go start into the new year for payroll for everybody, the city employees.
Mm-hmm.
And we have to take a $500,000 TAN note, which we're in negotiations talking to the bank to get. We understand where you're at. At least I understand where you're at.
I would say, I'm sorry, if anyone has someone at Citizens that could, I would think a line of credit of $10,000 could be a large thing.
No.
Anyone of
Have you gone physically to the bank?
many times.
Yes.
And what have they told you?
They have to pass it on to another.
They've had to, yes. We've gone to the branch and they've had to
They have to pass it
go
on.
to someone in corporate, so they weren't able to give Dave any answers by going in person. It was a very pointless meeting.
The real problem that I see is that your revenue did not come in where you thought it would be.
Yes.
Which is always a
Which
risk.
is a
It's
big
a risk.
problem.
Always.
That is problematic. You gotta find some other sources of revenue, the bottom line.
Correct.
To do this, but let me finish.
Oh, I'm sorry.
The fact that you do receive real estate revenue, you get .83 mils
Mhm.
of the revenue that is from the real estate. That qualifies you to do a tax anticipation note, I would think. I could be wrong, but you could go to CFS Bank, which does our taxes, TAN notes, and do that. But the first thing they're gonna wanna see is that you have the ability to pay it back.
Right.
That you're not gonna run short of money and
Correct.
so forth. So it's not a free way to get money. But that is something you might keep in mind too.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead. The optics of it is somewhat problematic too. Just, we're a distressed community. We're part of the stamp program. If we're loaning money, the optics really is not good. And
Mm-hmm.
you are just a 501c3
Correct.
to us, just like there's any other
other one.
501c3 is
Right.
to us.
So, yeah.
Yeah, so it would tend to open the doors for everybody coming doing the same thing. There's a problem here, and I don't deny that. Yeah, I'm very much a supporter of the libraries. I love the libraries. I think they're a very critical part of the community. But you guys gotta figure out a way to
Mm-hmm.
generate some revenue.
Right.
Whether you're renting out space, sub-renting out space, or you're doing different services that somehow or other generates cash or something. I don't know how to do it.
Have
mean-
you applied for any grants?
You have done a few, yes, here, if you wanna.
Haven't received them, the ones I worked on.
Okay.
But that is something I will at least be doing next year. I'm the newest board member, so I'm kind of learning the ropes.
Yeah, we have applied, we were denied on a few and actively researching new other ones for 2026.
I feel that taking out these 2 grants and balancing the budget for 2026 is a very good first step. So we're balanced with getting neither grant. So we took $12,000 out of it and balanced it for next year. And again, if they do come in, great. And the state money, I hate to say guaranteed, but I feel like it is guaranteed coming. It's not like it's a grant.
Well, I don't know how we can help, to be honest. I just really don't understand it.
Oh,
I'm only here because it's been such an honor to be with everybody, with this precious institution that we have here. And we desperately need, if anybody can see me, help from our residents in the city of Monessen. Please, find it in your heart to donate to this precious institution, the Monessen Public Library. Now more than ever, we really, really need you. So in Greek, Kala Christouina Evaristo. In Italian, Grazia Buon Natale. In Russian, Spasiba Christos Razdaitsia. Thank you and a blessed Merry Christmas. Please, lend an ear and a heart and a hand and help us. Thank you.
I'd like to be the first person. Here's $100.
Oh, Ron, go ahead, Lee. Thank you all. I'm all choked up. That's because I'm so involved with this. Thank you, everybody, for allowing us the time. Thank you for allowing us the time.
Would somebody like to make a motion to adjourn?
Before that, I'd like to give my condolences to the Pino family.
Yeah.
Yes.
And, sad passing of Pino, so, he was an institution down here as well, so.
Yes.
So it's sad to see him pass away. I thank him for his service in the Army Reserves. But I'll be glad to make the motion to adjourn, Thursday, December 11th at 7:42 p.m.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Meeting is adjourned. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you all. Hopefully we-